Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, love bugs. I keep hitting the wrong thing. What in the world? Hold on. Hold on. I should have already been signed in. How are you guys? Happy Saturday, March the 16th. I don't know why I wanted to say November, y'all. I don't even know. And I don't know why I'm not signed in. What is going on? I don't be having time for this. I don't be remembering all these different dang on sign-ins. Trying to freaking why is it not signed in already? Nobody got time for that. 'Cause I already have a freaking Twitter and they should have automatically signed in. Good morning. I ain't got my stuff together again today. No worries. No worries. I have come today unorganized again to talk to you guys. I was trying to see if Sierra posted anything on her Twitter, but it's trying to have me sign in, and I really just don't have time for that right now. But y'all, Sierra and Danny went to court yesterday, March the 15th, and guess what? Guess what? Guess what, child? Child. So when I be titling these videos "Case Dismissed," people be mad. Like, case dismissed. The case wasn't dismissed. The state picked it up. The case wasn't dismissed. Well, guess what, y'all? Guess what? Sierra and Danielle went to court yesterday, March the 15th, and the case was closed. Oh, okay. Oh, you said what? The case was closed. Yeah, the case was closed. Oh my heavens, y'all. Okay, so y'all know they have 4 charges. I'm gonna go to the charges so I can read them for show. Um, where they at? Where they at? Where they at? Did I take a screenshot yesterday? There was no reason for me to take a screenshot because I be downloading this stuff, but I think I did take a screenshot off. Okay, yeah. So case closed, y'all. First of all, there's no extra court date at all. Normally, when we look at the court record, it is a um, event, which was 3:15. Then it'll say last action, which would be maybe 3:15, or if they did something today, it'll say 3:16, and then it'll say next action date, and it'll be 2 weeks from the 15th, which would be the 29th. But next action date is zero, y'all. 0, 0. When you look at the main description of her charges, it says case closed. Okay. So they had 4 charges: simple assault, harassment subject to physical contact, conspiracy harassment subject to physical contact, and conspiracy simple assault, right? Simple assault charge was withdrawn completely. The harassment subject to physical contact was moved to a moved non-traffic. You get So the harassment with physical contact, that's when Danny was constantly, I'ma hit you, I'ma hit you, I'ma hit you, and then haul off and punch her. That was dropped to a non-moving traffic violation. That's exactly what it's looking like to me, y'all. It says moved to non-traffic. What? Non Okay, that was the second charge. The conspiracy harassment to other physical contact. I think conspiracy, meaning they was thinking about it, they was planning on harassing and then doing the physical contact. That's just what I'm breaking all this down, y'all. As a normal person just looking at these papers. That charge was moved to non-traffic. So So the actually harassing her and punching her, that was moved to a non-traffic. And then the oh, I'm gonna harass her and I'm gonna punch her was moved to non-traffic also. And then the conspiracy simple assault was withdrawn. Mm-mm-mm. 4 charges: simple assault, harassment, physical contact, conspiracy, harassment, physical contact, conspiracy, a simple assault. Oh my gosh. Withdrawn, moved to non-traffic, moved to non-traffic, withdrawn. I said, who's going to jail? Who going? Hmm, who? Child. Because y'all know, if y'all been following me in the Queen Op, I started with saying she's not going to jail. She not going to jail. See, dang on Michelle never showed up. She's not going to jail. And then it was a whole big thing. Oh, ooh wee. Mm-mm-mm. Y'all remember the big breaking the internet. New charges have been brought up on Queen Op. New charges, new SA charges. Oh my goodness. Somebody said that they had this shit just tickles me so fucking funny. I promise. Because when I made the video clarifying that there were no new charges on Queen Op, this person came for my complete neck. Came for my neck. Mm-mm-mm. Help me. So no, I got this information yesterday, but I was busy yesterday, so I ain't come to speak on it. I actually recorded 2 videos about this yesterday, and I haven't edited them or anything, so I'm like, nope, forget it. Imma just come live and talk about that this morning because, oh, I'm tickled real fancy. I'm tickled real fancy right now because child, I was told that I don't know how it works, um, that my tea was fake tea, that I needed to stay over here on YouTube because stuff worked different over there. Yeah, and then the whole Beyonce's internet was told that Ciara and Danny were being brought up on 2 new charges, y'all. And one of the new charges was SA. Y'all know what that mean, right? SA. And the other charge was tampering with a witness. Isn't that what they said? I'm thinking just right off the tip of my tongue right now. But it was because Ciara was allegedly caught intimidating Michelle. So they was brought up on 2 new charges. Mm. And I kept looking at the paperwork. I kept looking the paperwork up over and over again. I'm like, uh, I'm not here to step on nobody's toes at all, but I'm gonna tell y'all exactly how to look up Ciara and Danny's paperwork. I showed everybody exactly how to look the paperwork up, y'all. Paperwork didn't equal any extra charges. Then I was called a liar and this and that and didn't know what I was talking about, and I need to stay over on YouTube. Mm. I said, what? You're right. I'm over on YouTube, but I thought your content was fair use for people to commentate on. I mean, it's all kinds of other people commentating on your content, but I'm the only one that actually took the time to look it up and figure out that it was a lie. Okay, because child, it's all right though, y'all. But anywho, Ciara and Danny's charges have been withdrawn and the 2 major charges have been moved to non-traffic violations. The case is closed. She does not have a new court date. Um, Actually, if you look at the paperwork, it says that they went for a payment determination at 8:30 a.m. and then they went to court at 9. So when I'm just looking at that, I'm like, a payment determination. So that means that everything's already been decided. Everything has already been decided. If they go in for a payment determination before they even go to the last court date, the judge, the lawyers, Danny, Sierra. Everybody already knew that those two charges were going to be dropped and the other ones was going to be moved to non-traffic, which closed that case completely. She don't have no more case for hitting Michelle in the face. Danny don't have no more case for punching Michelle in the face. Like, for real? There were no new charges. I keep forgetting what the heck I was doing. It was no new charges brought up. Michelle ain't came to court. The state didn't pick it up. Or if the state did pick it up, what the fuck? If the state picked it up, y'all, it was scattered all over the street, and the state decided to pick up two little pieces. Two little pieces. Non-traffic. What the fuck? Non-moving traffic? Are you serious right now? So she punched her in her face, and she basically got a parking ticket. Michelle knocked the glasses off her face and broke them things because Michelle was supposedly looking at, what was it, Pastor P, smiling at him, and she got a parking ticket. A parking ticket, child. Child, because I thought they was going up under the jail because they was being charged with SA. Everybody know, if y'all don't know what SA is, somebody type it in the chat because this is out of control, y'all. No new court date. Sierra and Danny are free. I don't know what date they're actually going to be free because she didn't go posting on her Instagram yesterday. She signed into her Instagram all day yesterday. I took the screenshots. I could upload them if y'all want to see. But all day she was in her Instagram. She was signed on to her OnlyFans yesterday, but she wasn't making a post. She actually did make two new posts on her OnlyFans on March the 10th. And I forgot to make the video about that, y'all. I be getting busy. So I forgot to make that video. I took the screenshots and everything. She made two new posts on her OnlyFans. I think she was probably drunk because they was weird posts like, oh girl, you really feeling yourself. When I seen it, that's what I instantly thought, like, oh Lord, Sierra was drunk. That's where those posts came from, definitely. Because she hasn't posted anything anywhere. And for her to just all of a sudden post on OnlyFans that weird stuff, I'm just like, girl, you was feeling real good off that Taylor Port, huh? Okay. And then they went to goddamn court 4 days later and the case was closed. So tell me Sierra didn't already know the case was closed. She was drunk and feeling good on the 10th. Went to court on the 15th, case closed. Okay. All right. Okay, Sierra, because I'm just like, goddamn, there's no justice. There is absolutely no justice, y'all. Uh. Okay, so I went to Tree Channel. Let me open my screen share up, y'all. I went to Come to Court with Tree Channel yesterday morning, and she made a post. It was like a picture. I'm gonna show y'all. I'm going to show you. Da, 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 da. Shout out to Come to Court with Treesis. I don't know what that stuff is. She be having her own thing going, y'all. Let's see. Is that what that was? Exhibit A, the rental car. Now where is hers? So she took a rental car to the court date? Um, that's okay. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. So when I first went to her channel yesterday morning, y'all know I woke up, I'm like, okay, the court date is this morning. I started checking the internet, looking up her court records to see if anything had changed. Nothing had changed for a long time. It didn't even say that they went to the payment determination at 8:30. It didn't even say that until after 9:30. And then all of a sudden that popped up. So I don't even know. I was checking, then I came to her channel and I seen this picture. Here you go, tree toppers. I have more too. So I couldn't figure out. I'm like, is this from Sierra's court date or if she had somebody else court date or what. And then I went back to her channel and she had uploaded, where is the video? Oh, into the videos. I hope she didn't take it. Oh yeah, I went back to her channel and she had uploaded this. Queen Op and Danny seen leaving court arguing 3:15. So I'm like, okay, 54-second video. Oh no, let me switch to my right account, y'all. I can't do the ads. Child. I turned the screen share off. Y'all smack the likety like button. I'm gonna switch to my freaking what account is that? What is it called? Premium? Let me pause this. Okay. All right, I'm switched to my premium. Let me turn my screen share back on. Did y'all smack the likety like button? If y'all noticed lately, I've been kind of just going with the flow with these lives. I just be like, yeah, whatever. I'm not setting up nothing. We doing this authentic, authentic, y'all. Back in the day, I used to do all my reactions from my phone, and then I would put my phone on the tripod and then look at the TV. And we'll be watching TV together. And that's how I would do my reactions. I used to love it, love it, love it, y'all. It was fun doing it that way. Um, yeah. So I went to her channel. I seen the post first. Then I'm like, okay, what's going on? We got to deep dive in to figure out what everything. So she had this 54-second video. I did a reaction of this yesterday also. Remember I said I did 2 videos. I got to edit both of them videos. I'm gonna get them up for y'all still because why did I record them? Right. So let me push play, y'all, so y'all can see what's going on.
So y'all ladies have a good day. And did they show the video, Danny? They got in the Uber. They got in the Uber. They got in the Uber. I'm getting in the car. We're gonna follow them.
Okay. So, y'all.
So y'all ladies have a good
Pause
day.
this.
And
Pause. All right. So that was the first video she uploaded. Did y'all listen? Child, okay. First, my thoughts. Okay. Sierra and Danny got into an Uber, of course. Remember Danny said Danny has a car. Danny has a car. Danny makes payments on a car. They're always taking an Uber to court. Wonder why. Second, I was like, okay, Tree do got a car because remember in the last video she was like, y'all got to give me a ride too. I'm like, she don't have a car, like she got a ride up to the courthouse. Did she ride an Uber or what? So then when I seen her running it in her car, I'm like, she do have a car, but I think that's a rental car. Um, that's a rental car, y'all, child. St. Patty's Day weekend, rental cars is going up, up, up. But did y'all hear that? I was like, did the person say you gonna follow them? So did they follow? Did they follow Sierra and Danny to see where they stay at? Really? Like we on a real deal at this point. Child, Sierra and Danny talk a lot of gibber jabber, but that is the smart thing to do, honestly. Just watch them come right out of court, follow them in the Uber right wherever they going. You can see whatever you need to see. You can see if she's going right to pick up Summer. You can see like if they back living in a hotel. What the heck is really going on? I don't know, y'all. But yes, that was the 54-second long video. Um, the title is They Were Seen Leaving Arguing, which then makes it look like they're walking aggressively to get away. Like, we just don't want to be bothered. And Danny, I'm gonna turn the volume off and push play. Danny basically pushed Sierra on into the car, and then Danny goes to get in the car. But y'all see, Danny got on them same raggedy slides, some socks, and them, look, child, look at Danny. See if I can get it stopped at a better spot. Oh, that was a good one. I can't stop it. But them raggedy shorts, the same raggedy coat. What is going on? For real? Shorts, slides, and a goddamn coat. And that's what Danny wore to court. So either they already knew it was basically done and it was what it was, or they bums. They bumming. I said, like, what the hell? It looked like they bumming. Sierra is wearing the same old weave. She haven't worn each time they done been in court. Treases or Philly chick has got an image of them, and she hasn't had in any new weave. It's all been the same old weave. Um, I don't even know. And these look like the shoes from the last court date, which they might be new because remember I was talking about her boots, and then all of a sudden she popped up in them. I think they brown ones. I think that's what they call. What do you call they might be dunks. They either dunks or they're ones, but they like a brown creamish color. They was cute. They cute. I love dunks and I love ones. So I did appreciate them shoes. But I think those is the same ones she got on now, which I wonder if they knew. Hmm. But why Danny just always be looking like a little bum? Seriously. Mm-mm-mm. Anywho, y'all, that was the first video she posted. They hopped in their Uber, Tree Stem hopped in their car, and then, oh my gosh, let me get back to the channel so I can show y'all the next post. Oh yeah, y'all see they went live. I'm gonna cover that in one. We're gonna look at the live in 1 second. 1 second. Let me get y'all to the next post she made, which was here. Great morning. We will be live later with the Queen Op update. It's Juicy tagged at Philly Chick. And they was somewhere eating some little good food after they done went to that court date, y'all. So I went on about my day, honestly. I can't lie and say I waited. I went on about my day and I came back this morning and look what I see. They actually did go live yesterday, y'all. They went live. Let's click on it. What's going on? Come on. What the heck did I just do? Everything just went crazy. Okay, they went live yesterday. Let me put it on full screen. It looked crazy. What in the world? And they was talking.
Other court.
And they did say that they was going, no trial, that they was not going to trial. And noticing that Shell and her side, even anybody representing her or her family, nobody would show up every time we had court. So, judging from that and things like that, I kind of seen it being, how can I put it? I kind of see it being mitigated at this level. However, I never saw this coming. So today we were on time.
I did, child. That's what I kept saying. Case dismissed. Case dismissed. Oh my goodness. When they did that first interview and Sierra made certain, she said it very clearly, there will be no trial. Who said it? Sierra or Danny? One of them said, and they not going to trial. She said they was responding to the person that said that they were being charged with SA and they were being charged with tampering with the witness and that they had a gag order and couldn't say nothing and this and that. They don't have a legal gag order. Her attorney just told her to be quiet until this was done. But their response was that they haven't been charged with anything else and that the person has been lying on them for months now, and there are no new charges. There was no meeting between Michelle and there was no meeting between Michelle, Sierra's sister, and the lawyers or the DA. There was no meeting, period, at all. There are no extra charges, and the person just been lying on them for months. That's exactly what Sierra was saying. And what happened, y'all? What happened? They went to court yesterday. The case was closed. Okay.
We actually beat Queen Op and Danny there at the courthouse. Teresa and I arrived separately, but met there. And we sat down. The court was strict. Like Judge Maddox was today. Last week, court, he had surgery, he had emergency surgery, so that's why it was pushed to today. So therefore, he was there. He looked quite swollen. So I still don't know what he had surgery on, but he did look swollen. And everybody was saying, no phones, no phones, no phones. They were really tight ass today about no phones in the court, which was odd. We saw a lot of police officers huddled around the judge's bench and talking. So I told Trees, like, that's never a good sign. They're either getting ready to lock somebody up or they're getting ready to do something. And she's like, "Oh, what's going on?" Like we everybody was in anticipation.
The police was there in case some weird people decided to go crazy because the case was closed. So they had extra security at the courthouse because they already knew the case was being closed and it could possibly start an uproar. And I wonder if Sierra and Danny actually told the judge and the lawyers about Teresa's and Philly Chick. Y'all think? Because they did the interview at first and they was happy, but the last 3 court dates, the second one, they refused to talk to them at all whatsoever, didn't give them a word or nothing. The third one was rescheduled, and then the last one yesterday, we seen them walking away. They didn't want to talk. So I wonder if they have itching. Oh my God, I need water. I wonder if they basically warned the courts about Philly Chick and Teresa's, and if Danny and Sierra really couldn't judge if Teresa's and Philly Chick were on Michelle's side or if they were really on their side. Because if they knew for a fact that they was on their side, then there's no reason for them to, be panicky. But if they think that they just trying to figure out what's going to happen and they going to jump on them if the case closed, then they didn't warn the courts and everybody about them. And that's probably why it was extra police. Child, a case like that being closed, my goodness. And I see it, I'm just like, what is wrong with the people in Philly? Like, y'all live right there with Sierra and Danny. I don't understand. Ain't nobody walked up on them with a camera in their face. Ain't nobody ran up on them. Nothing. The only random picture, somebody took a random picture of Danny walking in a little shopping mall area and said that Danny was coming out of the methadone clinic. A picture, not a video, and nobody, no nothing. And they just be around Philly going to Dunkin' Donuts and where the hell ever. This is crazy. Out of control, y'all.
They had a quite cantankerous case before them. This guy was throwing a fit about not taking some charges. So right when they came in, as soon as they came in, they locked eyes with me and Therese. And Therese and Danny did this whole fucking Kill Bill. Excuse my language. They did this whole Kill Bill.
They were really they were eyeballing me down, like as though we were on the yard at the prison.
Yes. Like Therese it was a whole like slow motion.
I'm telling you, they didn't know. I'm telling you, this is crazy. Man,
and
that's
you
just out of
here,
control.
here. So
I'm
they were
speechless,
eye talking and
honestly.
arguing with each other as they walked through the courtroom. And then as soon as they sat down, their attorneys called them out of the courtroom. So they came in real fast, then came out with their attorneys, and then they when they walked back in, they took about like maybe about 6 or 7 minutes. When they walked back in, the attorneys walked up to the bench, and then the judge said, "Okay, court is in session." He said for Sierra Teller and Danny, if you guys are not here for this case, I need everyone, not just us. I don't want everybody thinking me and Trees got put out the courtroom. That's not what happened. The entire courtroom was cleared. Only the police officers that were huddled at the bench, Queen Op, Danny, the judge, the attorneys were allowed inside of that courtroom. They put everybody out. Soon as they made sure everybody was out of the room, the lights went off, and you can see the reflection of glass, like the judge was watching something. So obviously they were playing video that they did not want released to the public, but they needed on record. We were out
So
there
what
for
do
about.
you think it was they were playing video of? I believe that it was of the alleged assault.
Yeah.
I believe it was possibly a video of Michelle. What do y'all think? And when I say a video of Michelle, I think, and people don't like when I say this, but there's a reason Michelle hasn't shown up, and it's not out of fear. People don't like when I say it, but I've been saying that the case was going to be dismissed. And I've said a couple of times, I wonder if Michelle is going to end up back with Sierra. Now, with them putting everybody out and them showing a video, was it a video of Michelle saying that she doesn't want the charges pressed? Was it a video of Michelle speaking, y'all? That's what I think it was. I don't think it was a video of anything we seen before. And we seen everything because they put everything on live. I think it was a private video of Michelle probably talking to the judge or Michelle with her lawyer, and the video was recorded. And it has been played in court. It's filed with the courts. And the case was closed. That's just what I think. But I'm push play. What do y'all think?
Yes, most definitely. And it's stuff that we have not seen as public. So that's why they cleared the entire courtroom. Once they realized that you could kind of still see through the court doors, two officers put up pieces of paper. So they were holding pieces of paper to the window, and you could still see the lights were off in the courtroom.
I think
So
that it was footage that we saw as the public because that's why the charges were brought initially.
some parts were shown. Now, Trees, think about it, right? So they have to subpoena everything from the original sources. So therefore, if the disc came in, it's going to be whatever they got from, Big Go, from, these entities that they did this stuff on, plus some footages that we have not seen, like the actual steak bite fight. That's what really happened. They fought Shell over steak bites. She's supposed to have stole steak, and Danny allegedly.
Wait a minute, they was fighting
Yes,
over what?
they was fighting over steak. A lot.
Now, that could be true, but where would they get the video from? The fight, it wasn't on live. When Michelle came beat up and knocked all up, eyes black, mouth black, it was over steak, but it wasn't on live. It wasn't recorded. So there's no way for them to have shown that video because it wasn't recorded. There's no video. There is a recorded fight. If y'all remember, it's a live, and they were trying to get money, and they said y'all still ain't sent $1,000, so we not gonna show y'all the full fight. We not gonna show y'all the full fight. And then Sierra showed like 30 seconds of the fight on her phone, and it was Michelle saying, Michelle said something like, I lost, but I fought for myself. I fought back this time. It was just a little clip she showed because they was trying to get money to show the entire video. I don't think they ever showed that entire video. But that fight, I'm not sure how bad that fight actually was because it was a set up, recorded fake fight just to get money. But the steak incident, that was not done on live. It was done in the privacy of them beating the fuck out of Michelle. And then they came and talked about it a couple days later. And Michelle wasn't saying the right stuff. So then Sierra got to yelling about what actually happened. And that's how we know they beat her ass over some goddamn steak. But it didn't happen on live. So there's no video for them to have been showing. And everything else we seen. So I think I'm thinking it was a freaking video of dang on Michelle. Yeah. Think about it. What video would make them put everybody out the courtroom and then put paper up to the door? Unless it's Michelle, which is the victim. I don't even know. And only thing Michelle could have said in that freaking video is that she was complicit with stuff and that nothing was done to her. That's the shit was case was closed, y'all. Case closed.
To you not. They
A
said Shell
steak.
went in. They said Shell that Queen Op had cooked steak that day, and she didn't
Yeah,
cook
it's
enough
a
for
video of
Shell,
them
and
fighting.
Shell went and stole steak out the refrigerator. And then it must have been Danny's pieces of steak, but I don't know how she could chew any. But anyway, she
It was Michelle. It was Sierra's steak. It's not funny. I'm not laughing because she got beat up, but she said, I don't know how she could chew it anyway. Child, it was Sierra's steak. They had already eaten. Danny had eaten. I don't think they gave Michelle any at all. And Miss Sierra didn't finish her food. And something about she gave it to Michelle to put in the refrigerator or something. And Michelle went in there and was eating it. Child, Danny already ate all her steak, of course.
Danny allegedly put her hands on her because of that. And
It
then
ain't no
they found out
allegedly.
she snuck her cell phone and made some phone calls
Yep.
and deleted the phone log out of her phone. So that's why, it was the assault. So a lot of it again was on Big Girl, the aftermath, but the initial assault was not on Big Girl.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, the judge got to see all of it, not little 10
I
second
don't think that
clips.
they played enough footage for it to be all of it.
I don't think
We was
so
only
either.
out the courtroom for like 10 minutes.
That's correct.
Yeah, 10 minutes for the judge to watch a video of Michelle. That's it. That's what I was thinking when they said they put everybody out the courtroom and they watched the video. I'm like, there's no way that they watched anywhere near enough. Like, yeah, they used to be on live for 3 hours straight beating Michelle up. And there's a fucking gallery of over 300 videos. Like, oh my goodness. I can I can react on them videos for the next 3 months straight. And I will react on a different video every single time. That is how many videos there are of Sierra abusing Michelle. And then Danny came into the mix and abused Michelle. Child. They wasn't watching Philly Chick, sis. They was not watching anything we seen before. That's why they didn't let us see it, child. And they did not want us to see Michelle actually letting this shit go again. Oh gosh, the internet then went crazy. Justice for Michelle, and there was no justice for Michelle. Mm-mm-mm. This is out of
I
pocket.
don't think so either. He should have saw all of it. whatever they showed him in that courtroom, the lights came back up. They dropped the paperwork off the windows. Danny and Queen Op turned around and was signing paperwork. They had COVID masks on for some reason. They haven't done that before.
I don't know, and don't say the actual word. Say,
oh, excuse me, they had the you know, the
mm-hmm,
you know what I
mm-hmm.
mean? They had that on, which was weird because I've never seen that done before. Covering them. Also, Danny had on some orange shorts. Y'all can see the video that Trees uploaded. Orange shorts and Crocs, y'all. Some dingy socks and Crocs.
Mm-hmm.
And what did Danny smell like? You said you got close enough where you smell her.
Yes, Danny smelled like old furniture, like an old person's home, like old medicine and mothballs, like really
like basement.
I gotta go back to the original interview. I picked something up in that original interview, and it was something about I can't even, because when I heard Sierra say it, I was like, did they get put out? Did they get put out? Sierra said something about she's going home to somewhere. I don't know if she said she been living with her mama. She said something that it made me think, did they get put out? And now for the Philly chick to say that Danny smelled old, like a basement or just old medicine or something. You seen what Danny had on. I told y'all Sierra hasn't come in a new wig at all whatsoever. The first court date, Sierra was very dusty looking. The next one, she had on some new shoes because we called out how dusty looking she was. But she's not wearing anything other than them little $10 jumpers that you get from a hair store and putting on some shoes. So I wondered if they had got put out of the freaking boarding house. Which it'll make sense. It really would. She can't go live, so she can't beg for cash apps for real. And I'm telling y'all, she doing the close friends on Instagram. You know how you could put few people in your close friends and they will only see your post? That's what she's doing. But the majority of her stuff be coming from random people too. She getting little cash apps from them, but she can't go live with 3,000 people in the chat and people just sending her money just for fun. So I wonder, I can't even remember off the tip of my tongue exactly what she said, but it was something to the effect of she been staying with her mama or something, because they was talking about Summer also. And she said Summer is home. And then she made some other comment, y'all. I don't know. I don't even know, child. Danny looked crazy. That's what we do now.
Yeah, like very mildew saturated. And it actually permeated the hallway of the courtroom.
Really? It was that strong? See, I didn't get that close because I was waiting for him outside.
I was like, because I was going back and forth past them. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, yes. And it only entered when they entered. And it left when they left. So that's like, yeah. It was one or the other. I don't know if it was Danny or Op, but one of them, they got their clothes from out of somebody's storage recently. And that's why it smells like that. Danny had on orange shorts and Crocs and dingy socks again.
It might have been Sierra. I don't know. Because Danny always wearing them little trifling shorts. And Danny then wore that coat multiple times. So it might have been Sierra got the bodysuit out of somebody's dang on storage or something. I don't know. Child, she said one of them stank like hell. And that's crazy. Ain't no way. The way they talked about Michelle and they come in court stinking.
And Queen Op looked kind of cute today. She had a black bodysuit on, some Jordans, and a jean jacket.
She looked cute. I like her outfit
today. Yeah, she did. Danny tried to switch it up.
The bodysuits, y'all. She's getting them off the TikTok shop or from the dang on hair store. But they little cheap bodysuits. They are cute, but they just little cheap, simple bodysuits. And I couldn't really tell the shoes, but they looked like the same shoes from last time, which they aren't. Let me think. Now I'm not gonna say they're not Jordans, but I don't think they are. I think they Dunks. Dunks or ones. But yeah, they were cute.
A little bit, but still that's still same blue jacket, but so you can't hide it. But you know, so basically when
Danny looked stressed out. Danny looked real stressed out.
She very much do, guys. I do want to say that Danny does look stressed a lot of it. When they came out of the court, they allowed everybody to come back into the courtroom. Queen Op and Danny hightailed it to the bathroom, and me and Trees was coming up with a plan on, you know, how we was gonna, you know, do this interview and things. And then we went outside.
I would have hightailed it to the bathroom right behind them. Shout out, right behind them. Hell no. I want to see what y'all doing.
Now, we was waiting for them outside, and I think they thought we left in some way. So I had a feeling to go back in. I'm like, all right, well, let me go back in. Plus, I had to pee, CMI, but I had to go to the bathroom. So I walked back in. As soon as I did, I witnessed Queen Out was facing. She's on the bench to the right of the door, and she can see me. And Danny's back is to the door, which her back should never be to the door, girl. Like I could have just, allegedly. So anyway, Queen Out sees me, but as she's saying, whatever. I mean, what did you want me to do? I mean, like, whatever. Like, whatever. Like, what did you want me to do? Like, I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? And then Danny said, whatever, and turned around. As soon as they locked eyes with me, they stopped talking. So I walked to the bathroom, and then, you go in the bathroom, but I peeked a little bit. I was peeking a little bit, like, looking through the joint. And they were steady, going back and forth, having a hush argument. So it didn't look like, they were having a good time in court today. Maybe somebody said something, trying to throw one under the bus or whatever. I don't know what was going on. So, I communicated with Trees, and Trees caught them coming out, as you guys see the video.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm gonna catch him. I'm gonna catch him because I already knew Danny wasn't gonna let Op talk, because Danny is seen, I believe, that Danny on that footage is seen to be the aggressor. That's why Queen Op is saying she wants to talk, because she knows that she's going to come out as the person with less men.
And I don't like that. I wonder, because the other charges were moved to non-traffic. So I wonder, non-moving traffic violations. I wonder if the two charges that were withdrawn can be brought back up on them. I just wonder. And I don't like how Danny is seen as the aggressor, but Sierra was abusing Michelle for years before Danny even came in the mix. Danny wasn't there when Sierra slapped them damn glasses off of Michelle's face. Danny wasn't there when Sierra made Michelle eat poop. Danny wasn't there when Sierra made Michelle drink her urine. Like, Danny wasn't there when Sierra made Michelle eat raw chicken. Danny wasn't there when Sierra made Michelle take her clothes off and run up the street butt naked in the freezing cold rain. Danny was not there when Sierra was making Michelle give the what do we call him? Quack is whack. The man, the homeless Caucasian man that was smoking the pipe while Michelle was giving him head. And then Michelle turned around and looked at Sierra and said, "Can I stop?" And Sierra told her no and continued recording. Danny was not there. So it's the fact that Danny looks like the bigger aggressor when Sierra initiated everything. And Sierra did it before Danny even came in the mix. And Sierra juiced Danny up to do it. We got to actually wonder, is Danny mentally ill? Because how you let somebody juice you up to just abuse this girl? And that's what happened. You abuse her, I love you more. Child, I don't know if the charges will be brought up against them again, but those two that were withdrawn definitely should be brought up again. And the defense, the prosecutor needs to try a different angle. That's what needs to go. Try a different
Mess
angle.
on her hands because Danny is the aggressor. Danny has always been hated more than Queen Op. And so Danny doesn't want her to talk to the public, but see, Queen Op wants to relish in the moment because she knows that the public is more so against Danny than her. That's why Queen Op was still looking back, trying to wanting to talk. But Danny is very standoffish. Danny was the one who was rushing her, trying to whisk her away in a car. I was going to be on a high speed chase. I was going to be, but you messed it all up. That's why I hurried up and got in the car so that we could have interviewed them and caught them at the house.
It was my bladder cheese. I'm sorry.
You're tiny, your hummingbird bladder. I said, Lord, I said, I can't.
See, that's what I'm like, what the heck? But I don't know, because Teresa's might have been talking to herself, saying, I'ma follow them. That's probably what she said. Because as soon as she gets in her car, you can hear her say, follow him, or we gonna follow him, or I'ma follow him, but follow him. But she's saying Philly Chick was in the bathroom. So it wasn't Philly Chick in the car talking to her. So she might have been like saying it to herself, like, I'm about to follow these bitches. And that would have been it sound crazy. I promise it sound crazy. And like some people gonna be like, oh, that's creepy and that's too far. But that would have been the thing to do. That would have been the thing to do. They're refusing to interview with y'all now. And they keep just hopping in this little Uber and speeding off. So I'm gonna just follow the Uber. Girl, I'm gonna follow the Uber. We're gonna be TMZ on everything. That's what TMZ does. People be mad when these reaction channels actually do their thing, but TMZ does it. Local news do it. All of these people do it if they get paid good money for it. Child police. I just can't even believe that is crazy how big Nature Boy's trial was. The news was petitioning to be up in there. Like Gossip in the City petitioned to be in the court for Nature Boy stuff. Law and Crime Network petitioned to be in the court, and nobody was there at Sierra stuff. Like if it would have gotten more of a public light, I think it would have went differently. Cause y'all see, Nature Boy, he was given life without parole. Sierra and Danny were given parking tickets. And don't nobody dare say we can't compare Sierra to Nature Boy. Yes, you can. Sierra was making Michelle give a homeless man whom was smoking a glass pipe oral. Michelle turns around with a disgusted look in her face and says, "Can I stop?" And Michelle told her no. And Sierra told her no, and Sierra kept recording. Okay. They said Nature Boy recorded him having intercourse with a girl, and he uploaded on the internet for revenge. She said she was SA'd. What's really the difference? I know a lot of people gonna be like, there's a huge difference, but what's the difference? Michelle was being forced to give a homeless man oral as he smoked crack. Michelle was physically and mentally abused on a daily, in public, for the world to see. Forced to eat dog food, forced to eat feces, forced to drink urine. Okay. Because, child, for her to receive a parking ticket, and we seen Danny punch Michelle multiple times, made her face bleed, broke her glasses, pushed her into a full body mirror and broke the mirror. Really? We seen Danny choke Michelle. I did a reaction of Danny threatening Michelle with a Taylor Port bottle and then tapping her in the head with the bottle. I say tap because people came in the comment section and said, Danny didn't hit her. Tapped her, yeah, but she didn't hit her. What the fuck? Danny threatened her multiple times. Multiple times. True enough, Michelle had a bottle of water and was threatening to throw the water on Danny. So Danny stood up with a glass wine bottle and had it like a baseball bat and kept waving it in Michelle's face, threatening to hit Michelle in the head with it. Then took the bottle and hit Michelle in the head and said, see, I'm not playing with you. It was recorded. But the people came in the comment section and said, Danny did not hit her. She didn't hit. Like, these are the supporters. These are the weird ass people that support this shit. I don't give a damn if she hit her in the head with the bottle to prove authority or if she actually hit her in the head with the bottle to make her bleed. She hit her in the head with the goddamn bottle. In the front of the head, which is considered damn near the face or the forehead. She hit her in the back of her head multiple times with a damn blow dryer until it started bleeding. You can actually hear her hitting her with the fucking blow dryer. They got parking tickets, y'all. Parking fucking tickets, basically.
Can't leave my friend here, Lord. I said I can't leave her here. But listen, I was tested. Our friendship was tested in that moment because that's why I had to end the video because I wanted the video to show we was following that Uber. Yes.
Yeah, I got you. I understand, but we can't give them all the secrets to our trade, So, it's probably a good thing it didn't work out that way. You know what I'm saying? And but I made it up by breakfast, right? So we
You did. Yes, you did. The breakfast was lovely. The breakfast was lovely. Danny looks bad. I'm sorry, y'all. Danny looks bad. Queen Op is doing well. And maybe that's because that's their role. Maybe we don't understand, same gender loving dynamics. But I know I seen other lesbians that they both be looking fly. I don't understand why Danny looked downtrodden and run amok like that and let her stray. She looked like
Honestly, that's what Danny has always looked like. If y'all think about it, what has Danny always looked like? Danny wear that robe. Danny, we actually seen Danny in some matching was they Fruit Loop shorts, but Sierra orders them shorts. Those are Sierra's little freaky girl clothing. And Danny had on a pair of those up under the robe. But that's the only thing I've ever seen Danny wear that has been recently purchased because Sierra purchased them. Everything else is all raggedy crap. Danny don't ever have nothing new. That's why I was surprised at the last court date when y'all actually talked to Danny, and I think Teresa said Danny had a fresh haircut and Danny looked good. I'm just like, what? Danny had a fresh haircut where? That was a $3 lineup that Sierra probably did. Danny looked like a bum and Michelle looked like a bum. I mean, Danny and Sierra both looked like bums that day. Child, they both look like bums. Sierra had on the $5 bodysuit that day also. I'm not. Sierra looks the same. She looks the same. She hasn't popped out with a new wig since she claimed she paid $1,200 for that wig. Y'all remember? You remember that? That was when she first popped back up on the internet from having summer. She posted the pictures and the videos of her in the wig. Then she came live and talked about the wig. Then she came live a few days later and cussed Danny out because Danny put Cool Whip or something in the wig. She haven't had a new hair or anything since then, y'all. So my opinion is Sierra is doing worse. Sierra is doing the same and she's doing worse because she cannot pull in the income that she was pulling in. Even with her close friends, it's not equivalent to what she was making. Nowhere near.
She is just confused and not even taking care of herself. And it's obvious she don't take care of her dental situation. But
Oh
I'm
yeah,
just saying, and that's not like, well, it's shady, but I'm just saying that's obvious. We know that. We
yeah.
saw them engaging with each other. Now, she might take care of that baby well, but
Mm.
Danny is definitely going through something, especially as much as she drinks. She should really consider getting therapy on a regular basis,
Yeah.
versus just doing it because, it was looking good for the courts.
Correct.
She
And I
not
said,
Danny has what it is called survivor's remorse. That's what it is, y'all. I've spoke about it before. I made a video about it before. Danny, I don't think it was high school graduation night. I'm not sure if it was homecoming or prom or what it was, but it was a really bad car accident. 4 people in the vehicle, only one person survived. Um, so yeah, Danny is going through it. Danny is going through some stuff. Lost a lot of family members. Yeah, I made a video about it, y'all. I feel a little bad for Danny because of everything that Danny has gone through. And that's why the drugs and the alcohol, and then Sierra will actually tell Danny that you should have died in the car too. Sierra then told Danny that Danny was an evil spirit because Danny was the only one that survived. And so you must be the evil one. Like, what the hell? And said it on live multiple times. I don't give Danny an excuse for anything Danny has done to Michelle, but if we talk about Danny's mental health, it's survivor's remorse. It's child. Wait, it's horrible. That was. Danny says they were her best friends, like best friends, best friends. But I went through Danny's um page, and some of the pictures, like Danny is looking at one of the boys. It's like I think that was Danny's like boyfriend, kind of. I don't know if Danny was trying to figure out what she was gonna do in high school, if she wanted to be with girls or boys or what. But I'm thinking that person was Danny's boyfriend, almost like Danny was in love with that person, just from the look in her eyes while she was looking at the person. And they gone. And I don't remember exactly when the anniversary was. I think it was right before December or right a little bit after December. But Danny go through it. Danny go through it every anniversary of it. That child. Sierra said you should have died in the car too.
Recovering from no addiction. She is in active addiction, baby.
yeah.
Go ahead.
I said I was going to reserve my opinion to the end of the case, and this is the end of the case. So here it is. I really do feel like that if it wasn't for Queen Op, Danny and Michelle would never have met. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she manipulated a lot of this.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? However, I don't think she ever wanted Shell to get that hurt. I think Danny went overboard, and that scared her. I feel Queen Op.
I think Sierra didn't care. I gotta edit my videos from yesterday, but yesterday when the 54-second clip and you can hear Teresa saying, did they show the video? Did they show the video? So my reaction was based off of what video I thought they could have shown in the court, which I thought it was an abuse video. Um and yeah, I don't know.
is a not only want to say a little bit, I feel like she's a lot of bit scared of Danny.
Queen Op's not scared of Danny at all. Child. Oh, Philly chick, girl, I love it. You so cute with your opinion. Ciara is not scared of Danny. Oh my goodness, Philly chick, you need to go and watch some of the videos. Ciara is not scared of Danny at all whatsoever. Like Ciara didn't hit Danny. Ciara then said all kinds of crazy stuff about Danny and dared Danny to hit her. Ciara's not scared of Danny. The only thing Ciara was scared of is the internet calling the police. That's it. That is it. That is all. After the steak incident, when they were arguing about the phone, and Michelle was showing Ciara that Danny had gone live, and Danny ran off and choked Michelle. Ciara grabbed the phone. Ciara got Danny off of Michelle. Michelle stood back up. They continued talking about how Danny like bigger females and how Danny was on a date with her sister and this and that, and how Danny hides the phone. Danny went off and punched Michelle. Ciara grabbed the phone. The only thing Ciara cares about is that there's not actual proof of the abuse going on. She don't give a damn that Danny will choke Michelle. Danny will punch Michelle in her face and make her bleed. She don't care as long as it's not caught on the camera. If y'all go back through them lives, until it was over basically and they went to jail. During the abuse, Ciara wasn't telling Danny to stop. Ciara wasn't telling Danny, don't do that. Ciara would only yell when Danny would do something on camera. That's it. As long as Danny abused Michelle off camera, it was perfectly fine. But when Danny did it and the view of the actual live, like we can actually see Danny punch Michelle, Ciara grabs the phone and turns it upside down and everything else hit mute. And you could hear her yelling at Danny. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? They gonna call the police. And then Miss Ciara started begging Danny, please, please, why would you do that? You know they gonna call the police. Why would you do that, bro? Why would you do that? It wasn't about why would you hit her? Why would you abuse her? It was they actually seen you do that. Now they're gonna call the police. We going to jail. That was the only fear Ciara had. We going to jail. God damn it, we going to jail. She knew it. Child, I watched a lot of videos of them abusing Michelle, and I never heard the shakiness in Ciara's voice like I heard that day. And it wasn't because Ciara was scared of Danny. It was because Danny was being so unpredictable and doing the shit when the camera was right there and it was 2, 3, 4,000 people in the live watching. It was always about, don't do that on the camera. Why would you do that, bruh? They gonna call the police. They gonna call the police. She knew they was going to jail. And child, I recorded the video yesterday. I'm gonna edit it and get it up for y'all. But Ciara knew they was going to jail. They were going to jail because Danny just is very unpredictable. Ciara wants to abuse Michelle in the privacy. Like she want the people to know, but not like that. She want to smack her in her face open-handed and make her cut her hair and make her eat feces and stuff like that. Not hit her in her face closed-handed and actually choke her and stuff like that. Child. See, I'm gonna get that video up for y'all. Ciara knew they were going the fuck to jail. She ain't scared of Danny at all.
She plays a lot of tough girl online. She plays, that character, like she said. However, she really does fear Danny. You know, you could tell by even the way if Danny jumps or moves suddenly, she jumps a little bit. So she does
Oh
have
yeah,
some.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think Danny hits her. I do.
yeah,
I think Danny
for
hits
sure,
her because,
for
like, you know how Queen Op is very much so. Her light has dimmed a lot. Even though I do
yes,
know that we are only observing online personas to a certain extent because this is their real life too. They could say what the hell they want. I don't think that this is just no skit. I don't.
yeah,
Um,
no,
I don't think that this is no. I think that Danny be fucking her up in real life.
I wonder if they are like, I wonder, did they actually, I don't want to say follow Queen out before they went to jail, but did they actually see everything that happened, like what's happening before they went to jail? And then now, because they they're thinking that Sierra is really scared of Danny and that Sierra's light was dimmed because Sierra is scared of Danny. And Sierra's light has only been dimmed because she's going through this court stuff. That's it. Um, there were lives when Sierra would be talking about how her life has been ruined and how her life wasn't supposed to be like this. And she tells Danny all the time, Danny ruined her life. Danny ruined her life. It's not because Danny is beating her up. It's because she lost that apartment. They went to jail. There's no more Michelle. As much as she complained about Michelle and talked crazy about Michelle's last days coming, she didn't want Michelle to be gone. She did not want Michelle to be gone. She really wanted Michelle and Danny to get along. Just can we all just get along? But Michelle was in love with Sierra. Danny is in love with Sierra. So what are we gonna do? Danny came in and basically picked up where Sierra was with the abusing Michelle instead of Danny saying, hold up, oh hell no. I don't get down like this. No. Like if that's what y'all do for social media, Sierra, that's what y'all do for social media, but don't include me in it. Danny didn't come in like that. Danny came in, I'm gonna do anything to make you happy, Sierra, even if it mean I gotta choke and punch this girl. That's why I say, is Danny mentally, what's wrong? Survivor's remorse, we get it. Drug addict, we get it. But I mean, I guess that might make you do some crazy stuff. Because Danny acts slow.
Life because
yeah,
the way she backs down to Danny in real time,
mhm,
when we observed them, their interactions during this trial, it was like she would be Queen Op and she'll be like, but no, baby, listen, this and that, this and that. And she'd be like,
mhm,
and she jumps at her like physically. And Op
mhm,
just, it's like watching one of those after school specials.
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
serious. I've been in domestic violence relationship or marriage for 7 years. I know what it looks like, baby. I
yeah.
know what it looks like.
And not for
Danny is
nothing.
very abusive, and I don't.
And that is, it's not to throw off anything she's saying, but if you know what it looks like, then you should know that Sierra is not being domestically abused. That's what I wonder if they actually have digested everything. Like, have they actually sat back and tried to watch as much as they can and see everything that went down before they went to jail, everything that went down right before, while they were in jail, right after, and then when things started to shift. Things started to shift when she was basically homeless. And then she got to live in these hotels with Danny. And Danny don't have no money. She said it multiple times. She ruined her life for Danny. She felt like she ruined her life for Danny. Um, yeah, nope. I don't think Danny is physically abusive to Sierra like that at all. Child. Somebody that with a short temper like Danny. You see how Danny would fly off the handle and beat Michelle up? If Danny physically abused Sierra, Danny would do the same thing to Sierra. The cameras wouldn't stop Danny. The same as the cameras didn't stop Danny from beating Michelle up, the cameras wouldn't stop Danny from beating up Sierra. Because Danny is an abusive person like that. You get it? And I'm not saying Danny's not abusive like that, but Danny's not abusive like that to Sierra. It's like, you ever hear of like, okay, this dude, he didn't abuse his girlfriend, and then all of a sudden he get with the next female and he not abusing her at all. And this female wouldn't even actually believe that he was abusive because he just never did it to her. It's like they do it to the people that accept it. If you're not going to accept this man or this woman physically abusing you, being in a domestic violence situation, then they're not going to do it. If you're not going to accept Danny punching you and choking you up, then Danny not going to do it. Sierra's not going to accept that. Not saying that Sierra and Danny don't get drunk and they don't argue and they don't choke each other up. There's a difference from them abusing each other and Danny abusing her. Y'all get what I'm saying? Is a difference. And it's not ever acceptable to put your hands on anybody. But there's a difference from them abusing each other and Danny just hauling off and, what you say, Sierra? Knocking her head into the wall. And I don't see it. I just don't see it, y'all. Could be wrong, but I don't see it. That's not what's happening with Sierra.
Know that during the honeymoon period, that's why she, is more attentive where she backs down from Op on camera.
Right.
But I know in person, it was too many instances where you would expect Op to be like, bitch, who you talking to? This and that.
Yes.
And she's just like really like a shrinking violet.
And I'm telling you guys, like, this is just from observation. Again, she, like I said, she does have a mean streak. I'm not saying she's an angel or any of that sort. Not at all. She does have a mean streak. We even caught a little bit of it when she told Danny to shut the fuck up real fast, So she does get annoyed. However, as far as her being physical, it kind of looks more like it was Danny on that.
Now, I'm going to have to say, if your husband goes upside your head and chokes you up, and if your husband is physically abusive to you and beating you the fuck up, are you going to tell him shut the fuck up? Where? That's what I'm saying. Danny's not abusive to Sierra like that. If Danny was, the stuff Sierra says, Sierra would never say. Women that are physically and mentally abused, they don't taunt their abuser unless they're beat me freaks. There's a difference. You want them to slap you upside your head and then do it to you real good, you consider the beat me freak. And they do stuff to trigger their significant others. But if you just a normal person and he just is physically abusive and you scared of him and you can't talk loud and you can't question what he's saying because he's abusive to you, you not taunting him. You ain't never gonna tell him shut the fuck up. You never gonna roll your eyes and back talk him and none of that. Because he gonna beat your ass. He gonna slap you up, bust your lip. You scared. That's exactly why my opinion is strong on Sierra is not domestically abused. We cannot throw Sierra into a domestic violence situation because that is absolutely not what it is.
end of things. So therefore, I think the argument was, like you
Exactly.
said, Trees, you hit the head on the nail, because I feel like,
Say it
that's
again.
what they were arguing about as to culpability. You know what I'm saying? But then the judge just got tired of the whole damn thing. I think whatever he had surgery on, just was like, whatever.
But
And
is that the same judge who had surgery? I thought it was the
yes,
older
that's
gentleman.
Christopher Maddox, who
Okay,
had surgery.
okay,
Yes. Judge Karen Politis did not have surgery. Judge Christopher Maddox had surgery.
okay,
And
got it.
that's who we saw today. And judging by that and the paperwork, that this case is actually closed now. It's closed. And they actually, the charges, some of them were actually withdrawn. So the harassment charges were withdrawn. The
And
assault
they
charges,
pled down. They pled down.
the
They
assault
said it
charges
wasn't going
was
to go to
dropped.
trial.
The assault charges were dropped all the way down to a fine. That's it. It's no better than a citation. Like,
Y'all heard? Child? Because I didn't go over the paperwork with y'all actually. I'm gonna edit that stuff and get it up so y'all can see the paperwork. But Philly Chick just told y'all exactly what I started this live with saying. The charges were brought down, withdrawn completely, 2 of them, and the other ones were dropped down to goddamn traffic tickets.
like a fine. That's it. And that's what
And
is like
basically, that's
behind.
the equivalent of, like, you jaywalking and you getting,
Correct.
the cop,
Yep.
feel like
Correct.
writing you a ticket for jaywalking. Yeah.
Correct. It
That's
might be
crazy.
fines and court costs. They fines and court costs might equal up to maybe $500-$600, maybe. And that's it. And the victim advocacy cost, she might get maybe $40-$50 off of that, but that's about it.
Wow.
And I can't say that, I don't know what happened behind the scenes between Shell's people and things of that nature.
I know, because if Shell people was that adamant, because they were in contact with certain content creators, if they were that adamant that she was being abused all of that time, because it was.
Can we say it again? Can we say it again, child? Child, I done did so many reactions on this, y'all. Oh my goodness. I called Michelle's sister out a few times. Like, and it's crazy because I was new coming to the Queen Op reactions. So I was literally just viewing videos and giving my opinion. And people was coming for my neck. People were coming for my neck because I'm not a follow the bandwagon type of person. I want to actually try to figure out what the truth is and what happened. And I still get the same vibe about Michelle's sister. Michelle's sister did that 2 hour long interview, and some of the stuff Michelle's sister was saying just didn't add up. It didn't add up. Michelle's sister says that Michelle was abused in Georgia and that Sierra was locked up for about 2 months in Georgia behind this abuse. But there is no black and white paperwork that proves that. None. And a lot of people believe it. And it could have, I don't know. I can't even say it could have happened because I have looked for the paperwork and it's not there. People have came into my comment section and said, "Hey, I found the paperwork," and nobody drops the link to the paperwork. People have made videos saying that they got the paperwork, but nobody has shown the paperwork. Just like people made videos saying that they were in contact with Michelle's family and they were in contact with Sierra's sister and they were in contact with the lawyers.
To give me some cutty. Is that what the lesson is called?
She wanted to get the strap for you, boo. She don't.
I freaking told y'all, and I thought it was Philly Chick. Honestly, she said Philly Chick said that Sierra was looking at her, and I'm just like, oh, child, because y'all know Sierra is the dominant one. That's what I keep saying. Sierra's not the victim. She's the dominant one. Although Danny is the man in the relationship, Sierra is very much the dominant one. Sierra is the one that will approach a straight female and ask her, does she want to come into their lesbian relationship? She will do it. Sierra will lead the way. Sierra will direct. Sierra will tell, and she will show and lay down this way, do it that way. Boom, 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 boom. Danny gone. Boom, your time. Sierra. So I was just like, girl, Philly chick, don't be letting Sierra lock eyes with you, because you already know Sierra's catchphrase is the girls love daddy op. You hear me? That's what Sierra's the dominant one. She calls herself daddy op. Although she's the femme, she's the girly in the relationship. She calls herself daddy op. And that's because she likes to seduce straight women. Child, it's a psychological thing. She likes to seduce straight women. There's a lot of straight women that Sierra likes to seduce, and they be sending her cash apps and stuff. It's very weird.
I'll give you credit.
Listen, I don't have straps. I ain't got time for that. Listen, I'm too lazy. I'm gonna be regular.
Yes, you gotta run it back, run it back.
That's
Case closed.
I'm gonna be some normal hetero.
You gotta run it back.
Danny
sis.
would be the one with the strap on up. But I think the reason why Danny don't like me is because Queen commented that I smelled very good and that she liked my hair the first go around.
Oh yeah, Danny gonna be. I think yup, she liked the hair.
See, I told y'all. That's what I'm like. Teresa, I thought it was gonna be Philly chick that they was trying to swoop up on. Like Queen Op, she's fond of Philly chick. For real, for real. Philly chick, I told you in a couple videos back, girl, you better watch your back, because Queen Op says the girls love Daddy Op.
So I guess jealousy with same sex is different, because they can go either way. They can go for feminine, they can go for studs. They might prefer a stud, but that don't mean that they won't be with you. You're a woman. You're bisexual. Right. So Danny being insecure the way that she is, she probably felt that you were a threat because I was complimenting you so much.
Exactly. And that's what kind of the first go around, because I'm trying to tell you something. She was like, yeah, baby. Oh, you smell good. Oh, I like your hair. And we was about to take the picture. She was like, no.
Oh, yeah, she was hating hard. Yes, she was. She didn't even want y'all to take a picture. Yeah.
Exactly. Together. Exactly. So therefore, that right there showed that. But like I said, from our experience in the crowds, you can see who was the aggressor, even if you're playing or not. You get what I'm saying? You can see who the aggressor is. So, and we got to point out that I was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? She was 8 months pregnant, 7 months pregnant when this happened.
When it first happened?
When it first happened, exactly.
But the whole thing is, that's when they got arrested. But Shell was being assaulted many times, because at one time when I was catching up, because remember, when they first started on Instagram, that's where they really got their first start.
Yes.
They started on Instagram. They were, Danny wasn't even in a picture when I was watching. Then somehow when I started watching on YouTube after I became a content creator, I see this burly drunk. And I'm like, well, who is she? Okay, she knew. And I saw the comments, because they went, listen, the evidence comes from Bigo, Miko, and all of the other streaming apps they got kicked off of.
Oh yes, it's so many. They
and shout out to Lola with the T and all the other content creators that that keeps up, because actually Lola with the T actually took your content. I don't think she gave you credit for it though.
Oh wow! Well, still shout out to you guys. Shout out to Queen Blahma, SL. There's so many.
Aw, shout out to you too, Philly chick. Shout out to you too, sis. Shout out to you too, Treesis, y'all. I really appreciate y'all going to these court dates. Like, sis, oh my goodness. I honestly thought about booking a flight and going. But when I seen that first video and I seen that Philly chick and Treesis were actually located there, sis, please, girl. Ain't had to catch no flight, ain't had to do nothing but tune in to y'all. And I truly do appreciate it.
But at least give us credit because we don't do that to
Yes,
y'all. We give y'all
correct.
credit. And when I'm
And
up
we
here
went
reviewing and we
boots on the
laughing at
ground.
the old videos and getting caught up, we give y'all credit. That's the least y'all can do. We're not asking for no money. Just be fair. Just don't steal, because that's stealing.
And thank you everybody who subscribed to the channel. I'm like, wow, I think I'm at 600 and something. I'm so shocked. Like, thank you
We
guys
got
so much.
300 new subscribers. Thank y'all for everything, because we have
Yeah, I
600 new
appreciate it.
subscribers. No, I'm sorry,
But
not the 600. We probably about to have 600 because we just made.
I'm really surprised that their subscribers aren't growing quicker. I don't I don't get it. And I know YouTube does what they want with the algorithm, but I'm really surprised that their channels aren't growing quicker with covering this Queen Op content. But they cover a lot more stuff. They cover so many other things that I think that might be flooding the algorithm also. And so they're not continuously pushed into the Queen Op group. That's what I'm thinking it is. Because Philly Chick's channel should have blew up. Like her channel should have blown up from that first video. She got over 20,000 views on that video. But the subscribers aren't calculating. I was just looking like, I don't get it. But they cover so many different things that sometimes YouTube does do that they do it. That's why some creators will tell you focus on one or two things. And if you want to cover something else, create a different channel for that because you want to stay within your group and your algorithm unless you can make it work. Some people can make it work. Um, I can do videos on a lot of different stuff, but sometimes YouTube is really tricky, and child, you just got to figure it out. But shout out to Philly Chicks, shout out to Teresa's. What did I do?
Made it to 15, where we was
go
in the low 1000s.
yes, Aries, thank you, Aries. I do watermark things now. Jam got in my booty about that. So thank you, Jam.
Yes.
So yes, thank you. And thank you, Tin, and everybody else who's helped me and everybody who
Yes.
showed watermark. Because y'all was like, y'all better get your watermark. I was like, all right.
Yep,
I
Tennessee
appreciate
Ben
it.
told us that.
My advice for y'all watermark is um not to make it smaller, but to maybe make it smaller. Say not to make it smaller. Not so much make it smaller. You need to make it more transparent. Make it a little bit more transparent to where we still see where the content came from. But if y'all want us to be able to use it for like thumbnails and stuff like that, your watermark, it has to be not less visible, but for the most part, less visible. Like we can see it, we could clearly see where it came from, but you know, make it not so much, rawr, I'm here. Just, hey y'all, I'm here. Just a little bit more settle. We love the watermarks, but sometimes them things just be big and woo, it's there. You can also use your name as a watermark, Philly Chick, and just make it transparent and place it in a couple random places over the picture. So, regardless of anything, people that use your content, we see this watermark, but it's not an eyesore. We don't want watermarks to be eyesores. They just there for a little bit of attention. It's like a signature. This came from, um, that's my only thought with the watermark, but I like it. I was told to use watermarks also. When Sierra, if she starts posting again on her different social medias, y'all know I like to be the first, the second, the third person to bring it to you. So I will start using my watermarks again. But yeah, they kind of just like it's a signature. And you don't want your signature to be big and rough and just all in the way.
Yeah, she
Yes,
sure
yes.
did.
So where's Danny teeth, Aries? That's a great question. So rumor has it that Danny told the story that her teeth was knocked out because she had a seizure, or she was not breathing, and the ambulance, in order to incubate her,
Yep.
they intubate her. They knocked her teeth out to get it down her throat.
Tell
I
you a
don't believe
motherfucking lie. I'm a
I,
nurse. I'm a nurse. That is never
I
a
thought they would
procedure.
just give you a trick, right?
I
If
know
they
the
came,
fuck. I'm sorry. I did not mean to cuss like that. I lost my religion just now. Look, why did I say that? I'm so sorry, y'all.
That's definitely the story Danny told. Oh my goodness. That's the story Danny told. But then when Sierra was questioning Danny's sister about the teeth, Danny's sister didn't mention an accident or the teeth being knocked out from a doctor or anything. Danny's sister went along with the drug thing. Because Sierra was like, well, what about the teeth? You know, they look kind of like drugs, something or something. And Danny's sister was like, well, you know, I don't know. I don't know. If your sister's teeth were knocked out in some type of tragic accident, you would remember. And when somebody questions you about it, definitely her girlfriend, you would tell her what happened. You wouldn't say, I don't know, but you know she's an alcoholic and she do them drugs. Child, them drugs took them teeth out. What I think. I don't know, but child, we getting too many different stories.
Because I was trying to keep this
oh
a
no.
PG. I'm sorry to say. I'm sorry.
I'm not playing. I'm not playing.
She
That
didn't
was the
say that.
yes,
That
that was
is
the
what she
narrative
said.
that Queen Op and Danny had an actual life. I will find it. Where when
Please
Danny was
find it so
like
we could do some commentary. Because I'm
when
gonna break that all the way down. How
when
that
Danny
goes.
was like, no,
I'm gonna put it back up, y'all, so they can do commentary on it because I got the video and that's what Danny said. Like, oh my gosh.
oh, I was having an episode and I was knocked all the way out and I was passed out. And they said in order to get to, put the tube in her throat, they had to knock out her front teeth.
The devil is
And
a
I was
lie.
thinking to myself, well, wouldn't they just trick your, they will cut your trach
They
teeth.
cut your throat.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
They
You know
will
what I'm
cut your
saying?
throat. Is a
They
way
give
that
you
you
the
do it, and then
Colombian
you
necktie.
open up the airway. Yes.
And that's what I thought.
Oh my God, Lord.
But that's what they said. Then Danny's sister did an interview on Big Go and was saying that no, that's not true. But she said she don't really know. Like she didn't want to out that her sister
She was
was
a lie.
allegedly on drugs.
She was a bald-headed, aluminum full bottom row of teeth having ass lie.
Mhm.
I'm sick of it. You ain't gonna sit here and pee on my leg and tell me it's rain. That's what you ain't gonna do. I'm not gonna allow it. I'm not gonna stand for it, and I'm not gonna sit for it.
That's exactly
Not
what
the
she
fake
did.
grills with the aluminum foil. Like you stupid man. But yes, like y'all, that right there, that's what she said. So, I don't know. This right here is something that looking at the law, you want to predict it one way and it goes another. With nobody showing up, you know what I'm saying? I didn't want to, let everybody lose hope, but I kept saying nobody was showing up on Shell's side. I was like, well, they don't need her, and they do because they were saying that she wasn't as, mental retarded.
That's what I kept saying. So they was coming for Philly Chick Nick also. Like every time we say they're gonna close it, the case is gonna be dismissed because Michelle's not showing up. People be cussing and going crazy. Oh, the state picked it up. The state, the state, the state, the state. Y'all don't know what y'all talking about. The state, the state. And I'm just like, it don't say the state picked it up. The fuck? It doesn't say the state picked it up. Which I get it. But it don't say the state picked it up. Child, they say case closed. Okay.
As she was, So
As
they
they
kind of,
claimed, as they tried to
as
lead
they
on that she
claimed,
was so special.
exactly.
But see, Shell wasn't there to provide them with her IEP or to provide them
Right.
with a case manager's note that says, hey, she is allowed, because Queen Op was getting paid. I remember when they were saying that Queen Op was her caregiver when she first started on Instagram. The
Really?
family, when they first started raising family concerns, they said Queen Op was getting the check that Shell is supposed to have for somebody looking after her as a caregiver. That's how slow she was. Is that they
Oh, the sister didn't say that. Oh my god. I never heard that before. That's what I'm saying. Michelle family, they really dropped the ball. They really dropped the ball with this. And they may try to come for my neck like I'm taking up for Sierra, but I'm not. I'm telling the truth. Y'all dropped the ball. Nobody showed up to court on Michelle's behalf. Nobody showed up to tell that judge, oh, absolutely not. This will not go down like that. The ball was dropped if it was ever picked up.
was paying her to as a caregiver. And so I had gotten into an argument with somebody that was in the Instagram chat. This is before they went to Bigo, before they went to all of these platforms, when they first started out, before she was making Shell eat dog food and dress up like a baby. It was around that time. So they still got that page up. But because people were reporting their lives, they had to go elsewhere. But they were arguing with somebody in the chat saying, oh, Shell, I'm not her caregiver, but she do get a check. I'm not spending her check. She said, I'm the one who's buying her pads and buying her this and buying her that. But Shell has slipped up and said something about somebody being a caregiver though. She did back then. So that's why that's what led me to believe that she really did have a condition.
I'm gonna go and find that freaking video. Definitely. I'm gonna go and find it because if Teresa is remembering it, then it probably was screen recorded and put onto YouTube. I'm gonna go find that because I've seen the video of them talking about Sierra receiving Social Security. There's a video, but Sierra was Michelle's caregiver. Really? Mm-mm-mm. Really, really.
In which the government saw fit for her to get health care hours for, because you just can't get health care hours or get nursing hours and nothing is wrong.
Able-bodied person.
Right. And you know, we have home, if people out there that's from other areas that don't know, home health care agencies, they will pay a family member to take care of you and give you a job and a check. And you don't have to have no formal training.
Correct. They'll train you.
So that's a big hustle here in Philadelphia. A big hustle.
It is. Girl, yes, they be crying on them old people, y'all. You just don't understand.
And a lot of people ain't taking care of their relatives, but they collecting that check for it. You ain't feeding.
I wonder if they gonna hit on Danny doing that. If y'all been following me, y'all know I talk about it often. Danny is a caretaker also for her mother. And Danny receives a percentage of the money every Wednesday, and the rest of the money go to the mama because they're doing it illegally. And now look, Philly Chick and Treeses are talking about it. I told y'all, I knew exactly, ain't no way. If you a caretaker for your mama, but then you talking about you only get some of the money every Wednesday, where's the rest of the money going? Okay. And then you don't never go to your mama house's helper. You always with Sierra. It's because y'all doing it illegally. Her mama don't really need a caretaker.
And them doing washing their clothes and doing a lot of stuff. And that's why when they was doing the paperwork and handing it in, that's why the Medicare regimen and the insurance companies got more strict to where you got to log in on your phone, and the phone has to have access to your GPS in order for you to get credit for taking care of that individual.
See, here's the tea though. Here we go, loophole. Okay, I'm telling y'all the shady shit that go down here in Philadelphia. So loophole is even with that login, they'll get the person to log it in at 9 o'clock and log it off at 5, like as if they
no, you can't give them. Listen, don't give them all the goddamn secrets.
I'm just saying,
the game is to be told and to be sold, not told.
Yeah, so that's why.
So now we know exactly how Danny is doing it. Cause I didn't know that like they make you do your GPS and everything, but now we know exactly how Danny is doing it. It's a whole nother phone and the phone is staying with the mama pretty much. Because remember, Danny supposedly lives there. It's out of control. Scamming, 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 scamming. Dang.
I'm not bad.
The
Forget
game
that.
is to
This
be
is amazing.
sold, and I told hit that cash at one time for you, good sister.
Aries, I'm gonna beat you, little girl. She said, I thought Shell was her son. Aries. No, Shell's a woman. And that's what that plays into, you know, if she was getting SSI, that's easy to prove. You know, just come and bring the rep payee checks.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's possible that I or somebody that I knows may have given Shell motive to not show up. I think it was a payment sent.
It could have
I think
been.
a payment was sent because ain't no way you gonna do that to my family, and I don't, you know, as much as they said they was concerned.
I don't think anybody had enough of a payment to send to make just everybody not show up. Like all that abuse, dog food, feces, urine, punched, choked. Really? I don't think like that little $1,200 wig, that's not enough of a payment. So I don't think anybody actually would have sent enough of a payment to get them to not show up unless Michelle and Michelle's family are doing really bad. If they doing really bad, then maybe a little $1,000, little $1,500 might have got everybody to not show up. But child, if they not doing bad, girl, it's gonna take a big payment, real big. I don't. And that's crazy. I don't know. I just cannot believe no one showed up from Michelle's side.
Or how about this? You know, being as though they got history. And Michelle has more history than Danny. Danny's very much a newcomer.
Mhm.
You know, they were friends. They had fun.
They
You
went to
remember
school together. Middle school.
We watched their whole skit that they did with Meatball. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't go to middle school. I don't know where they came from. Sierra, I got the freaking video of them talking about how they met and when they met. They met working at, I believe it was ShopRite, is the grocery store. Um, they were both working there, and Sierra says that Michelle was very weird and slow, and nobody wanted to be her friend, so she basically took her in. And that's exactly what Michelle's sister said also. They met working at ShopRite. Sierra already had a child, and that the kid was, Michelle would babysit the kid at Michelle's home. And Michelle's mom eventually said that the kid was too much and it was too much ruckus and noise and stuff. So Michelle couldn't babysit there anymore. So Michelle started babysitting at Sierra's house apartment. And eventually they didn't even, Michelle's sister said that they didn't even notice that Michelle was taking her belongings out pretty much until everything was gone and she came to get the last little bit of stuff. And she was living with Sierra ever since, but that wasn't in middle school. They were grown. They were, you know, they was up there. It wasn't middle school.
It wasn't all bad between Michelle and Op at first, you know. Where it got dumb is when she started letting other people in, you know, other stuff like that.
I understand all of that, Chica, but at the same time, if y'all know that she is slow to the point where she has a caregiver, y'all could have showed up for her because you know that she still got the Stockholm syndrome from being with her captor, her abuser, whatever you want to call her, for all of that time. Y'all should have showed up and said, we, on the behalf of her, because we're her caregivers, are telling you that she is this and that. We're giving you this to move forward with the case so that they don't get off.
Sierra and Michelle met when they were around 19. Around 19, 20, 21, in that range. That's when they met.
off with a slap on the wrist. Her family failed her once again. And
They
I'm saying,
definitely
agree.
did.
I
and
agree.
who's going to whip my ass? Because I'm in West
Okay.
Philly. Ho.
Thank you for saying that, Treeses. Thank you. And I'm telling you, like, Michelle's family is about to get offended, like people bashing them, and we are not. We're just speaking from what we see. And where were they? This is to Michelle's family. Where were y'all? Even if Michelle was still going through it, which is very understandable, being with somebody for 16 years and then not being with them is and on top of that, she can't talk to Pop. She can't see Pop. Pop misses Michelle. Michelle basically raised Pop. And then Sierra got pregnant with this new baby. And Michelle was boop out the picture. That's very hard. That's very hard. It's very traumatic. And we don't know what Michelle's mental health is, but I just don't know. I don't know because sometimes she would look like she was in some type of trance, like she just didn't know any better. And then the majority of the time, she would be cussing the chat out and telling them to suck her zing zong and it just going off, to popping her shit. So I just don't know. But what I do know is being with her for 16 years and being abused all that time and being taken out of that environment, it's traumatic, it's traumatizing. And Michelle might have closed down completely. She might have completely shut down. But how did none of y'all, nobody showed up? Nobody showed up to pop their shit to Sierra about what she did to y'all family member. Nobody showed up to make sure Sierra felt the shackles, to make sure the judge understood this case is not a joke. No one showed up. I don't know. That's hard right there. And her family is about to feel like people coming for their necks, but can you explain to us why nobody showed up? Like, what's the next step? That's sad.
Okay. So look, what I was saying, I totally agree. But what I was saying was, I feel like maybe I allegedly could have played on that friendship in history and got to Dan. I mean, got to Michelle behind the scenes. Does that make sense? You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
don't
I'm
know.
sorry.
But even still, you can get to Shell.
There's a video. Another content creator posted a video a while ago. It was after Sierra got the quote unquote $1,200 wig, and she was like washing the wig in the sink or something. The content creator thinks that they heard Sierra talking to Michelle on the phone. They thinks that Michelle was on speakerphone and that Sierra was actually communicating with Michelle. So I don't know. That's very possible. Possibly the reason that Michelle wasn't showing up. But why did none of the family show up? Even if Sierra was able to reach Michelle and to get in Michelle's head, why did none of the family show up? Y'all could have showed up and told the judge and the lawyer that's what's happening. And what video did the judge watch? I'm pretty sure the charges was already dropped. The case was already closed because, like I said, the preliminary hearing was supposed to start at 9 o'clock. They had a payment determination at 8:30. 30 minutes before the preliminary hearing was supposed to start. So 30 minutes before the decision of closing the case would have been made, they were already talking about payments. Child. Ain't no way. There is no freaking way that Danny punched this girl, choked this girl, busted her lip multiple times on multiple times. Sierra smacked her in her face just for smiling. And they got a fine. A fine. He's not even a goddamn moving violation. Oh my gosh. They couldn't even give him an expensive one. They could have at least charged him with goddamn driving on suspended and no insurance and no headlights. Like they could have at least racked the shit up. They gave them a fucking non-moving violation. Oh my gosh. I want to punch the judge in his incision. Like, I don't even know where he had surgery at, but I just want to punch his surgery incision. For real, for real. That's crazy.
That still doesn't change the fact that the
Her
family was
Yeah.
not there. You can get the Shell all day long. Okay, fine.
True.
Got it. Y'all got
Yeah.
history. And I think that Shell was secretly in love with Op. That's just it.
She was. I think
Shell
so too.
was secretly in love with Op, baby.
I
Ain't
believe
no
it.
way
I can
she
see
let that girl do all of that to show her how much she loved her, to
And
show
they
her
do.
how much she was loyal to her.
Girl,
It's sad. It's sad to know that somebody needs somebody else's to love them more than they
True.
love themselves. You
And
need to
the
show
only
me
thing-
why I'm worthy. No, baby, I'm already
Correct.
worthy.
Correct. And the OnlyFans T actually supports what you're saying. You know, I don't know why they didn't even get into that. You know, the unclothed pictures of Shell on OnlyFans. If she is a special needs, that's taking advantage of a,
Oh,
That's why the family should have shown up. That's what I freaking said. Oh my goodness. How? That is the abuse of the freaking mentally ill. That is abusing the special needs, which is a whole nother charge. Man, that shit. I don't know.
yeah, man.
That's
See, I
crazy.
didn't even know about that. That right there,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
sinful.
Treases, did you notice she had her on freaking Twitter giving a homeless crackhead oral? Girl, you said you didn't know about that. Oh my gosh. And I bet you, man, I tried to go on Twitter earlier. They talking about sign in. I don't got time for that. Yo, I should have signed in by now. Dang. So I can go and see if it's still up there. Y'all go to Sierra's Twitter. It's called Trump's Daughter, I believe. It's Trump's Daughter. And see if it's still up there. It's Michelle got on a lime green hoodie and they sitting in the U-Haul and it's a white homeless man sitting in the passenger seat. Girl, the homeless man is smoking his glass pipe while Michelle is giving him oral. Michelle turns around, looks at Sierra, which is recording, and says, "Can I stop?" Sierra tells her no, and Michelle turns around and keep doing it. Like, the mentally ill being abused.
Yes. Yes. So,
And they said that Juicy paid $100 for that to happen.
hopefully they will keep in contact with Shell. I hope they do too, Lucy Lou. But once
Hey, y'all.
I'm gonna tell you they're not going to, because they want to open shut case, and really it's kind of like for them to get citations is a lose for the DA. You get what I mean?
Wait a minute. I know she ain't talking about Shell cousin said her family wouldn't take her to court. So that proves my point right there. Why wouldn't her family do it if they so concerned? They probably got a check. They probably got an envelope. Get the hell out of here.
Wow, Lisa, that's
I don't even know. I don't even know. Y'all see, that just made me speechless. I just didn't even know how to respond, honestly. I don't even know because, child, I want to instantly say that's not true because Michelle could have contacted her lawyer and the lawyer could have got Michelle to court. Michelle did not need to depend on her family to get her to court. Her lawyer could have gotten her to court. But I don't know for a fact. They might have, child, they're going to come for my neck. They're going to come for my neck. Ooh, wee. Because if Michelle's not showing up and we're not seeing any recent images of Michelle or anything, do y'all got Michelle locked in the basement somewhere? We got to wonder. Michelle Joma, where is Michelle? We have to wonder. Because when they post in these little update pictures of Michelle, I've questioned twice now. Are these really recent pictures? The one picture of Michelle behind the computer and everything. I question, is this a recent picture for real? Like, what does this picture prove? It was captioned Michelle living her life or something like that. But what does this picture really prove? And then they posted the little video, the edited, cut together video of Michelle in the blue dress. And it had no caption. It was like living the best life or something with an R. Kelly song playing behind it. And I'm just like, is this a new picture? Or was this like screenshotted out of something from years ago? And what does this prove? None of this stuff is proving that Michelle is okay. None of it is proving that Michelle is actually trying to get equipped to normal life again. So where the world is Michelle really at? That one video was uploaded months ago of Michelle saying, thanking the supporters and this and that, and telling them that her Cash App still works and this and that. And then it was alleged that her Cash App was hacked. Then they posted that picture of her behind the computer and stuff, like she's living her best life. And then they posted the blue dress. But nothing, it's nothing for real. There's no actual contact with Michelle. It's nothing to actually prove that Michelle she's getting better. That somebody is actually helping her work through what happened, that she's actually speaking to a therapist and working through 16 years of abuse and trauma. And then for not one of the family members to show up at court, even if Michelle couldn't bring herself to show up because she don't want to see them, not one family member showed up. Something is strange. And I called it out. I asked and I asked. And every time you ask something common sense, people come for your neck. Like you're not supposed to be asking. Like just because you asked a common sense question means that you're a Queen Op supporter. No, we want to know, is this stuff legit? Because we didn't been told that the sister is a habitual alcoholic and that she's not worried about nothing but herself. And that the cousin ain't talked to Michelle in 10 years and they don't mess around. And that's what Michelle said herself. So I don't know. Michelle's cousin said the family wouldn't take her to court. Is that the same cousin that Michelle said can go to hell because they don't communicate? I don't know what to believe, y'all. But what we know to believe is that not one of Michelle's family members showed up to support in court. Not one showed up to tell the judge, no, case will not be closed. Mm-hmm.
And there you have it. So, it's guys, if you want to be mad at Op and Danny, you got to be mad at Shell's people as well, because they all dropped the ball. If y'all wanted them prosecuted,
yes, please do. Yes, because they did not. And the DA in the morning time we was there heard them ask about the victim. Is the victim coming? They asked about that victim more than one time, and y'all knew this trial was going on. If we could get there, baby.
Yes.
And I ain't even being subpoenaed. Y'all could have got there. It ain't no excuse. Okay. We was there every time.
Yes, I heard the DA myself with his suit say, listen, no, maybe I can have them stall the court for an hour. Well, is there any other way I can get you here?
Nobody's actually seeing Michelle. The last time that someone publicly seen Michelle was when Michelle first got out of the situation and people seen them at a water park. They snapped pictures of them at a water park other than that the video was uploaded. Let me go to this Facebook channel because I'm still on it. The video was uploaded of Michelle. See if I can find it quicker this way. Oh, here we go. Screen share right here. This is the Saving Shell Facebook page. You can go to YouTube. Let's see. Nope, it's not on here. No. I was trying to see if they put the video, the pictures of her at the water park on here after she left that situation. Is this one of them?
Working on myself, working on my health, working on my mind, taking all the time, yeah, that I need just to find me. Who don't do it for me?
Stop playing. I don't know what that is. When she first got out the situation, they was at the water park and people took pictures of them out in the public. And then this was the next thing that was uploaded. This is a video of Michelle talking. Let me see if there's a date on it.
Hey y'all, I'm just on here, give everybody a little quick update. Also to thank y'all so much for all the love, all the
September the 21st. This video was updated on September the 21st. An update on my sister. And this is Michelle talking. I'm gonna hold my opinion to myself on this because I really don't want to offend the family. But this is Michelle talking. And this was September the 21st, like I said. And there has been no actual footage or
the support that I've been getting. I've been receiving a lot of love and support. And
I'm gonna let y'all watch that in 1 second, but get this out of my way. There's been nothing else. Nothing else. That was September. It's been nothing else. And then this was uploaded.
God, He made me. He said.
This was uploaded December the 21st. You see, the picture was just cut out of something. It's just cut out of something. Let me go back. Get that off. I don't know why it's not exiting off. And then this was uploaded.
I'll wake up and come on.
This was uploaded December the 21st also. But no more, nothing of her talking. Nothing. This is the only video, September, of her speaking. And this is the stuff that her sister is uploading, I guess. And I asked, I'm like, is this current? Like, is this Michelle right now? Or was this was clearly clipped out of something? That's why you don't see the feet or anything. But was it clipped out of something off of Sierra's page? Or is this actually her right now? I don't know. This was uploaded January the 26th. There's nothing. Nothing of her speaking, nothing of her saying, I'm okay, I'm going to therapy, I'm working through it. Nothing at all has been uploaded. We haven't heard Michelle's voice since September the 21st.
hey y'all, I'm just on here, give everybody a little quick update. Also to thank y'all so much for all the love, all the support that I've been getting. I've been receiving a lot of love and support, and it's truly a blessing. It's truly a great feeling, and I want to thank you guys for that. Thank you guys for all your support, all your love, everything, that all the love that you guys have been showing me is greatly appreciated, and it's really lifting my spirits a lot. Also, there was a rumor that my CA was hacked. That's not true. The CA is Shell 052887. Thank you to everybody that's been sending, because that's really appreciated a lot. Also, right now I'm looking for remote jobs. I'm looking for like work from home jobs, because the situation is still very fresh. So that's the type of work that I'm looking for now. If anyone may have any work from home places that you may be able to let me know about, please let me know. That will be greatly appreciated, because I'm really trying to get back into the working field right now. Also, it has been brought to my attention that there is a cousin of mine who's being an opportunist and trying to.
Why is she talking like she on the verge of tears? It sounds like you hear the shakiness in the video, like there's a force to make this video. I don't want to say somebody's forcing her to do it, but you can hear the shakiness. It's like insecurity in making this video, like it wasn't her idea, maybe. I'm not sure, y'all. It was clarified that the Cash App still works. The Cash App was given. This video was very strange when I seen it, and I called it out when I seen it, y'all. Like, something is weird.
Profit off this situation. This cousin I have not seen in over 14, 15 years, as she stated herself in these interviews.
Is this the same cousin that they just said? Shell cousin got a YouTube page. Shell cousin said the family wouldn't take her to court. Y'all, Michelle's not with Sierra. Michelle is at home, and she's still saying she don't mess with that cousin and don't believe the cousin. I don't know.
That she's done. So, you guys, my family is being quiet about the situation because we really don't want to speak on it. We really don't want to bring light to certain things. And pretty much, that's really what it is. I have not talked to this girl in over 14, 15 years. And honestly, the people on the internet know about more about me than she does. But I thank you guys for all the love, all the support. Also, the PO box. I just checked it the other day, but thank you to the people that have also been sending to the PO box. It's greatly appreciated. I love you guys so so much, and I thank you for all your continued.
Why it seemed like she about to cry? If she wasn't mentally ready to make this video, why is she making the video? Did somebody put her up to it? The same as Sierra was putting her up to everything? Because, like, you know, we're just looking through our own eyes. That's it. Looking through our eyes, trying to figure it out. This don't feel right.
Love and support.
So, alrighty, y'all. That was that. Let me get my screen share back on to. As a matter of fact, I'm not even turning the screen share back on, y'all. We've been here for 2 hours going over the Philly Chick and Treese's video about the ending of the trial. Case has been closed against Sierra and Danny, you guys. 2 of the charges were completely withdrawn. The other 2 charges were pleaded down to non-moving traffic violations, which is parking ticket, a jaywalking, something crazy like that, for punching the girl, breaking her face, breaking her nose, all kinds of crazy stuff. They got non-moving traffic violations. They got some parking tickets. The state of Philly. Philadelphia. Philly. I don't know, y'all. Y'all smack that likey-like button on the way out, love bugs. I will talk to y'all in our next reaction video. Bye, y'all.